Hello, I'm EG, and this is Crocheting with EG, and in this video, I'm going to be, I bought some shelves, and I'm going to be putting away that, or it's going to be in parts over multiple days, but today, what I have time for is I'm going to, I'm actually going to flip my camera around so you can see the other side of my room, my yarn room, and then I'm going to, I have to make another wall over there. I was gonna like move all kinds of stuff out, and it may lead to that where I'm like rearranging stuff in my house. But like, I bought these shelves, and I feel like they're gonna go perfectly on that wall there. And the only thing I need to move out of here is I have a rocking chair that I think I got at Salvation. It doesn't. Practically everything I buy is from thrift stores and stuff, because I'm a cheap person. So I have a rocking chair over there, and I have this little bench in front of this window here. And but I thought if I move those out. This shelf that I bought yesterday, and then this shelf I bought the other day at the Habitat for Humanity Restore for $10. This I bought at Goodwill. You can hardly see it, but I bought this yesterday at Goodwill for $15. This is a really nice shelf, and then this one I bought for $10. So like, you know, I'm gonna have enough store, and I had an existing shelf upstairs, and I just had it up. I didn't have anything on it. I was going to use it for either physical media or crafts and stuff. But it fits perfectly on top of this one. I'm going to have to brace it on top of it. You can't really see it. But I'm going to have to brace it when I do it. There's this shelf that I bought months ago and that I had upstairs. And then this one behind it is the one I bought at Salvation Army for $10. But they're exactly the same width or whatever. So I thought I could put this one in the front on top of this one. And then I put it next to this white one, and then it's gonna fit. It's weird how like it's gonna fit perfectly there. I measured it. It's gonna fit perfectly on that wall. And so I'm gonna put this one in the corner, and see the side of it is kind of it doesn't have like a top on it. It's just kind of open, and the side is sort of curved like this. And you can't really see it. Oh, you probably saw it better before I did that. It has this like curve here. So what I thought I would do is I would put this in the corner over there, and then when I put these over there right next to it, it'll create like a side on this side where I can sort of pile, like if you are looking at it from this way, the wall is going to be here, so it's going to create like a side here. And then the two shelves are going to create like a side here, so I can like kind of pile up yarn here on top of this. I was like, one even in the frame. So that's what I'm going to do, and that'll create like some extra storage. Unless I can find some like really cheap, kind of like those white bins here. Maybe I can find some of those to put on top of here at Dollar Tree or something. But otherwise, I'm just going to stack up some yarn here. But this is such a nice shelf. You see, there's one shelf that is a little messed up over here. I fixed it with some wood glue, so it's really stable, and now I'm adding an extra nail on the side. But it's such a nice shelf, and like these are like sort of these aren't, the top shelves aren't as deep, but like these bottom shelves are really deep, and it has this thing in the front or whatever to like prevent anything from rolling out. Like if I want to put the yarn facing the other way, it's not going to roll out. But it's just a really nice shelf. I just couldn't believe it was $15. The Goodwill in my town, or there were two of them. They combined and they created one Goodwill, and then they reopened yesterday. It was like so chaotic. Me, like an antisocial person and not liking crowds of people, it was like, shoulder to shoulder people. It was like really uncomfortable. What pissed me off is they had all kinds of bins and bags of yarn, probably like 7 or 8 bags and bins of yarn. But like, I didn't buy any of them. Of course, it helped that there were some really nice like cakes and some nice skeins in it. But like for the most part, it was like really old yarn. So it kind of helped that it was that kind of yarn. So I wasn't tempted to buy it. But there were some really nice cakes of yarn and stuff in those bins and bags, and some really unique kind of yarns too. But I didn't buy any of them, and so that felt like good job, because I bought all this yarn or whatever, and then from all that clearance that I bought from Hobby Lobby. But so I didn't buy any of it. But what kind of pissed me off is like there was so much stuff in there, and it was like almost like really nice stuff, expensive too. But it just sort of felt like were they like hoarding like the really good stuff for months or whatever, and like holding it back or whatever? Because I thought, I haven't seen hardly any of this stuff in the two stores that, you know, used to exist, and now there's like, there's all these instruments and all this like silver and like all these collectibles and stuff. I'm thinking, like, really, this is like, I never saw hardly any of the stuff in the other stores. So they must have been like, you know, holding back the good stuff for a couple weeks or whatever, so that the opening day we had a lot of really nice stuff. But they had tons of yarn in there, and that was like so unlike Goodwill. But I didn't buy any of it, so I felt really good about myself. But they did have this shelf, and luckily, like, this was only $15. This was cheap as hell. But they had some stuff like sitting on it. But you know, they had like the label right here, but they had like some stuff like sitting on it because they had so much stuff in there. And then I moved it because I thought, like, is this shelf for sale? And then I moved some stuff, and I thought, there's a sticker on it. And so luckily they had put, you know, some extra stuff on it, and it like blocked the label. So I'm sure that, you know, people just thought this was like a display that had stuff that people can buy. They had no idea that this was for sale. And so I like moved that stuff, and I thought, I'm gonna get this shelf. It was only $15. It's so nice. So that was like a really good deal. And so I have enough shelf space to put my yarn away. I took the thumbnail for this the video where I was going through this haul, and oh my God, it was such a nightmare. So what I thought would be funny was, like, you know, take these two shelves since they were in here, and I had the other one on top of this, and I put it on the sides to create like walls because I wanted to like stack up the yarn. So I had my table behind me instead of in front of me, and so I just like started stacking up all the yarn because I thought it would be kind of funny to think, like, you know, it looks like it's my yarn wall, but it's actually a yarn haul, and so I just thought it'd be funny to like have that behind me, and stacked up like a yarn wall. But and so I was like, I was almost done. I had like one cake, and I was like putting it on top, and then like half of it collapsed, like everywhere. It was such a nightmare. Like, I wish I would have filmed it or whatever, but thankfully I didn't, because yeah, I said, you know, I was like, I got so pissed. So, damn it. I mean, it was funny, but like, I can laugh about it now, but it pissed me off at the time. I think, oh God, because they went everywhere. But it was just like ridiculous. And so, like, you can see the picture from the thumbnail, and you can imagine what it was like, all that yarn falling. Like it was almost like when I talked about how I used to pretend I was in Sunset Beach or whatever, and they had the earthquake episode and had like the tape boxes, you know, stacked up and falling on me. It was like that, except it was yarn. But it was just like ridiculous. Of course, you know, everything I do is ridiculous. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is try to get those things out of that corner over there, and then put the shelves over there. And I'm not going to, luckily my niece isn't going to be coming over here anytime soon, because she's, you know, back to school and like all that kind of stuff. She may come over in one of the afternoons, but I'm not going to like put my yarn on it yet, because I need to, when I put this over there, I just need to get it over there in the corner to get it out of the way of this way. I'm going to put it up there, but I need to brace it too. I'm going to, you know, brace it later, but I don't need to brace this because this is like, it's not going to fall. But like these, you know, when I'm going to put this shelf on top of this one, I need to brace this to the back of this, and then brace this to the wall. But I mean, I'll brace it to like the frame around the window or whatever. But anyway, so I'll turn my camera around so you can see what I'm talking about. Hang on. So here's all the bags, you know, all piled up and stuff on the floor, and then there's my washing machine or whatever, and there's my prod stuff. I need to still finish that, and then this goes with my niece's stuff. These are her original chains. I'm gonna put them somewhere on her shelf, you know, as decoration or whatever. And there's a little bench that's in front of the window, and here's these like things. I'm gonna move these out and probably take them upstairs, use them for crafts or something. I don't know. And there's my, you know, rack with my blankets and those ridiculous throw pillow things. And then back there, like these are like bags of like leftover bags from all my yarn hauls and everything else. And so by the way, these bags work really good as garbage bags. I mean, because they're like really thick. If they can hold the weight of yarn, I can reuse them as garbage bags. So that's what I've been doing every once in a while. But anyway, so there's like this rocking chair thing back there, and it's just like kind of piled up with some stuff. And so it's going to go in like this corner, that white shelf there, and then in front of this window there's going to be the brown shelves, like one on top of the other, and then it's going to fit perfectly, like, you know, right there's going to be like a 1-inch gap in between the shelf and my washing machine. It's just going to be perfect in this corner. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, and the sunlight's, because it's behind me through this window, it's probably going to be like blocking my face or whatever. So, sorry, but I can't really do anything about that. So I guess what I'm going to have to do is just like move these bags and like throw them in my kitchen or something, and just to, get this stuff out of here. And then I'm going to have to move my shelves back in here, and then just pile the bags back in here before I. Because I'm not going to put them on these shelves yet, because I feel like I need to go through these and kind of, I'm going to take this opportunity not to, I'm sorry, it is messing up my face. It doesn't matter. Oh, you poor thing, you can't see my face. I thought I'd take an opportunity to kind of like group my yarns together better, because like, especially especially like those ones that are like the thin yarns and like the those low pill fiber skeins, or like the yarn bee, the low pill fiber, the ones that are on top of that thing, or whatever, like, and the chunky yarn, and kind of like group them together better, because I'm going to have a more room to kind of spread it out. Oh, and I may get that black shelf at Walmart, that because it's going to fit perfectly there, to replace it. I'm not going to do this right now, but like I was thinking about rearranging this room. Those white shelves there, like behind me with my logo on it, and they're full of yarn. There's a shelf at Walmart. It's like a 5-tier shelf. It's going to fit perfectly there, and I'll have like room on top to put the rest of the yarn. But I may get that, but I didn't want to get it because I thought it's going to sort of defeat the purpose of like saving money buying all this yarn. But then at the same time, I got, like, for less than $300, I got almost $1,200 worth of yarn. So I can't, like, think, oh, well, $40 is going to make it where it wasn't a deal. If I think of this in terms of, like, this is $1,200 worth of yarn, then I kind of saved $900, and so spending $40 on a shelf isn't that big of a deal. But, like, at the same time, I don't really need it for this scenario. I'm thinking about in terms of like trying to replace that all those white shelves there with the drawers and stuff, but I don't know. Oh, and then underneath my this table over here, I may just I may leave the laundry basket, and then there's like the one with the dirty laundry in it, and then the ones that I put the clean laundry in when I hang it up. I thought I can put those, like, store that on top of the washing machine, and then I'll have like that small area underneath that table to put like a tiny little shelf, or I might just use, because I have all these like plastic bins and stuff that I buy yarn in, or whatever, like the one that my mohair came in, maybe that one, it might fit underneath there, and I can like stack some yarn that, like, sort of have it facing out with like without the lid on it, and kind of have it facing out, sort of like a little open shelf. That might be another place to add some yarn too, if I need to, because there are some skeins that are going to go on my niece's wall, and at this point it's really full, so that might be an idea. But let me just get to this. So I need to move all these bags of yarn. I guess throw them in there. I hate that, or not throw them in there. I'm just gonna. Well, I practically have to throw it in there because I can't get through there because of that white shelf. But let me just gently throw them. Of course, then I'm going to block the doorway, and I won't be able to get through with the rocking chair. I'm going to wall myself in here. It's just utterly ridiculous. I mean, I know it's going to look really nice at the end. That's always how it is. Like when my mom used to say growing up that like when you clean out a closet, it works, or it looks worse before it looks better. Like when you have to pull everything out and you're organizing things or whatever, it looks even worse than it already was. But then once you get it all back in and you get it all organized and stuff, then it looks like even better. So it's going to be worth it. But I feel like I'm going to be walling myself in here, so I have no idea. Just how to do this where I'm not going to be completely blocked in. Let me see. These, I still don't. I don't have a lot of shoes, or like I said, I have some ruby slippers, but I'm not going to put them in these plastic boxes. I just don't know what to do with these. It was a really good deal at Goodwill, but I don't know what to do with them. I could put them in my niece's playroom, and she could put some of her crafts in it, but she already has like this little shelf thing with these two drawers, like these open drawers, that has her craft stuff in it. So I might not even need to do that. So I just don't know what to do with these. And if I can't figure out what to do with these, I can always put them with the yard sale stuff and just sell them. Because somebody around here that has a lot of shoes may be able to use those. They're just, it's not a, I already said this in another video, but they're just not enough room for like a bunch of skeins of yarn, which is what I was going to use them for, but I don't know. Cause it's just sort of, it creates like empty space, or it creates wasted space in those little things. So I don't know. Here's my whip, whip bowl and stuff. Skeins of yarn, cakes of yarn, yarn and yarn. And then this is I haven't put this away yet. The yarn from that haul, the Thursday before I got all of this. I have all of this to put away too. These are my beads. And then the whip bag. And then, oh, that throw blanket that I'm working on. I need to finish. This isn't that far away from being finished. I need to finish that. I need to finish all my whips. And then that moss stitch throw blanket with the pretty yarn from Hobby Lobby. If you saw that video where I was like taking that stuff off the wall and putting it in bags. And then the yarn from my mom's blanket. My mom's blanket is in there because I'm working on it. There's the extra skeins for her blanket. And oh yeah, that those non-slip mats or whatever. What was that? 7 minutes. Okay, oh, sorry. Like, what is that? Non-slip mats or whatever that I was gonna put on the bottom of this rug, but I don't need to. It barely slides. But I'll have it in case I need to. And then okay, this thing that I found this on Amazon. It is for shoes. I just don't see this holding the weight of shoes. Because, I mean, it can hold the weight of yarn, but I just don't see it holding, like, completely stocked full of shoes in a closet. Because, you know, it's a little flimsy, so, I don't know. Unless you put, like, 1 shoe per cube or whatever, but then it's going to look kind of uneven because there's, like, 3 across. So, I have no idea. I may be wrong. I mean, I don't know how that thing is built. Maybe it would hold the weight of shoes. Just like extra things. And I hate moving this rocking chair because before I turned this into my yarn room, this was like a really cozy kind of room, and there's this rocking chair there, and we got some really nice cushions for it that kind of added this like teal look to this room, and, you know, as far as the color, and see, like right now it's sort of like a cozy kind of area, but once it became like a yarn room, it sort of defeated the purpose of having that rocking chair, because, you know, it was just piled up with stuff, or like blocked with big yarn hauls and stuff. So, you know, I might just put this in my dining room, which I said it's not like a traditional dining room. There's not even a dining room. Well, there's a dining room table in there. It just has some stuff on top of it. Like my little catch-all corner, because we don't really sit at the dining room table. We sit in front of the TV and watch TV while we eat supper. So we're just not like a traditional dining room table kind of family. So I could put it in my dining room. Create like a little corner in there, I guess. These are like, you know, some of my mom's old yarns. Oh, I started to work on I don't know if I ever showed this or not. I started to work on like a scrap blanket. I don't. Can you even see it with the light the way it is? We're starting to work on like a scrap blanket with like really old yarn that was my mom's, that just like little bits of yarn and stuff. So I may finish that one day, but it's just like was a use up for some of the scraps that were my mom's, and that's what is in this cube. But and then more of my mom's old yarn, like the thin yarns and stuff like that. Although it's some really nice yarn in here, so I don't know. Kind of like thin baby yarn kind of things. That's what's in this cube. Oh, that's kind of cool. That shelf there, the cubes fit perfectly in there, but I'm not going to put cubes in there. So anyway. And then some extra the cubes I have. And then this is the table that I set up. in here when I don't want to drag my big black one in here. So it's like this brown table. So I don't know what I'll do with that yet. And then I hate to move this bench but it was blocked anyway. But my mom loves these. She loved this little baby doll that she found at Goodwill, and like this adorable little baby doll, and I has it in here on this little bench. But I think I have room for this bench in the kitchen because that's where the little bench is with the ugly. They're not listening. No, the ugly adorable dolls. That's where it is. It's on my counter in there in the kitchen. So I could put this like right there in front of the cabinet. Because there's like an old TV stand in there, like with the little table next to it or whatever. And so I could put that next to there. And then I'll put the rocking chair in the dining room. Oh, and my mom loves these kind of things. I don't want to push them because they make noise or music. But she loves these little stuffed animal things that when you push the buttons, they move and they sing and dance around and stuff. But I want to play them on camera because I don't own the copyright to the songs. But they all kind of like he hops or whatever and plays a song and like these, when you push them, these little chicks like move and sway and she loves those kind of things. So. Because my niece used to love them when she was a little kid, and of course now she kind of laughs at them in like some sort of like oh god, kind of way because of her age. But she used to love them. So anyway, the rocking chair. It's a really nice rocking. It's not like a traditional rocking chair. It's kind of like one of those that rocks like this, which you might not even be able to see. Ooh, an extra bag from a haul, and it's an ironing board, which I don't use nearly enough because I don't care about my clothes. If my mom needs something ironed, I iron it. But now, this is the rocking chair. Now I don't know how to get it the hell out of here. See, most people would say like, hey everybody, I just wanted to show you my new yarn wall over here, and then they would just show like the end result. But no, I'm like showing the chaos of like trying to set it all up, because that's so interesting. Let's see, how can I do this? Put this here and put these down here. Knock the camera while doing it. Sorry about that. Sound like Hagrid. Sorry about that. Sorry, horrible accent. When in the first Harry Potter movie, when he knocked the door down when he was trying to find Harry. Sorry about that. All right, let me try to I'm gonna try to squeeze her. I need to move this shelf back into there. Move those white shelves off, like the little things for the shoes. Move those off. Move that out of here. Get this chair out of here, and then move the shelves back. And at least that corner's completely empty, so I just need to move the shelves back over there. Make room to move the shelves back over there, but hang on. Okay. Got the rocking chair out of here, and I'm pushing this back here into this corner. Or pulling. Probably pulling. I'll have to push it eventually. I just can't believe how this is only $15. And it's like, it feels like that, not PDF, like MD, or not even MDF, like that press board or whatever. It feels like that same kind of cheap wood, but it's put together a lot better than the cheap ones at Walmart that you can get. It's a really nice shelf. I don't really know what this was supposed to be used for, like toys or, I don't know, or anything you can put on it, I guess. That's in. and the superficial person in me thinks what I should do is put like the yarns that I want to spread out my yarns, but I feel like I should put like some of the solids and some of the ones that, you know, aren't the prettiest there, because, you know, I want to have the yarn wall behind me in my videos look really nice. So that's kind of a stupid thing to think, but because like you're not going to see this part of the wall or whatever, the extension of the wall, or like whatever you want to think of it as. I'll give the other shelves. This one, and this one is really nice. I can't believe this is only $10 at that restore, because I hate to kind of complain about that store, but you know, some of their furniture in there is a little pricier, even though some of it is like really old-fashioned too. But they do have good deals in there whenever I go in there, but I don't go in there very often. But let's see here. I'm just trying to get this in here. Well, also what I need to do is when I brace this shelf to the wall and to its to the one on top of it, I need to they put nails in the backings of these shelves. But what I like to do is I like to use a staple gun and go along the seams and kind of take my hammer and pound them in, pound them in, and it has some extra stability. So because those backings are the thing keeping it stable. So anyway. Look at that. How perfect is that? Man. And there's like, you know, a little bit of room there so that if the wash machine, you know, gets off tilt or whatever, it won't bang it. And it's like perfect size. I just couldn't believe it. And also the fact that my existing shelf is exactly the same width, and I can just put it right on top of it. I mean, that was perfect too. Let's see here. Yeah. Perfect. I'm like singing on camera. Sorry about that. See how perfect this is going to be? I might actually move this, or no, I'll move the white one closer to this. Or no, I should move this one closer to the white one. Because I want this side here to be like a wall here to, or sort of like an extension of the side here, so I can pile some yarn here if I need to. I may not even need to. See how perfect that is? Oh, I just can't believe it. So that's what it looks like. So that's just going to be perfect. So all I need to do is, now that I have this out of the way, I'm going to move my yarn back in here because I still need to kind of sort it or whatever. And I may do that kind of inventory thing. I don't know. I may not even need to do that yet, like to the extent of like going through my entire wall. But because I think this might fit all the yarn on it. But if I do that, I'm going to need to sort out my yarn here, and I may do the inventory. But what I'll probably do is, if I do like an inventory, I'll do it when I have to move that stuff to put that black shelf there. If I get that shelf, I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but at least I got these shelves in there, and then all I need to do is when I sort out my yarn and have it all sorted, I'll brace these together and the backings too, and then start to figure out like what yarn is going to go on which shelf and how I'm going to spread it out. But at least I have the shelves in here and out of the way, and so that's where they're going to be when I'm done with them. So that's a big deal. Let me see. Can I put this table here? Yeah. Well, that's good. Okay, I can put my table there. I could still reach in for some yarn, so that's good. Fix this rug. Okay. It's going to look really nice. This is literally becoming a yarn room at this point. I mean, to have like, one whole wall, and now there's like, well, not a half yet, or a little more than a half of a wall. So, but and then this too. So I guess maybe I'm being hopeful here, but maybe like this plus those shelves over there equal like just one more wall. So maybe it's just like 2 walls in here. So it's not completely taken over by yarn yet. But I don't see it getting any bigger than this, because this is just like a once in a lifetime fluke of a deal that I just had to take. But I don't see it getting any bigger than this, because I'm going to be working through this. And you know, for me to go through Goodwill and see all that yarn that they had, 7 or 8 tubs and bags or whatever, and not buy any of it, like I didn't even think about it. And then also to go back into Hobby Lobby and see some still over there in the remnants, and I just walked by and I didn't even get it. That's a really big deal for me, because you kind of wonder, like, you know, when's the stopping point of, like, you know, where I'm going to feel like I have enough yarn. Like, I feel like that now. You know, I feel like I have enough. I have more than enough. I'm really lucky that I have all this yarn, and I just feel like I'm sort of, you know, content now. I love how that's going to be fully yarn too. Also because, like, the way I face the camera this way, like, I'm going to be able to see a bunch of yarn too. So it's going to be enjoyable for me too, like to sit here, because like when I'm sitting here, like facing the camera, I can't even see my wall. So unless I like look in the little viewfinder. But now I'm going to be able to, I'm going to have, like, you know, for my own personal enjoyment, I'm going to be able to see a whole bunch of yarn, you know, from my angle too. So that's a good thing. So anyway, that's going to be the it for this part of the video. And then what I'll do is I still need to I need to brace those shelves, and then organize my yarn. And well, I need to, like, get it back over here. I'm just going to put it in front of the shelves or whatever. But I need to organize my yarn and figure out, like, which ones are going to go on that thing. And then that'll be like the, you know, the second part of this video. I'm going to edit it all together into one video. So anyway, that's it for this. So yeah, go over there and film it. Hang on. Okay, temporarily, I put that shoe rack that I have my Pride yarn on top of that, and it fits perfectly there. I feel like I'm going to have more room there if I don't have that shelf there, but just like temporarily, that kind of fits there perfectly. So I don't know if I can incorporate that, like if I can, you know, figure out a way to kind of box it in, or create like a shelf there, and I can put that on top of there, or what. But, you know, temporarily, that's a really good spot for that. It kind of gets it out of the way. It's just weird how that fits perfectly there, but anyway, that's just an idea. I have no idea. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is the thing underneath this table where my niece's yarn is. This is has the dirty clothes in it, and then this is my laundry basket that I put the clean clothes in, and has the detergent, all that stuff. If I can move this out and store it on top of my washing machine, then I'm gonna have this whole area there. God, I need to dust in there. I have this whole area there to put like either a really tiny shelf or like an open plastic box or whatever, and so I can store some more yarn there. But some dust back in there. Okay, this is day 2, and I'm gonna put my yarn on my shelves. But what I thought I would do is instead of like trying to group them all together, because I feel like there are some that will sort of match the ones on here, like, you know, the variegated colors. If I'm going to take the variegated colors and put them with those, then I'm going to have to, like, make room on this wall for those. Or like the chenille, the soft yarn for like scrunchies and stuff. There's not room there now, and so I'm going to have to, like, make room if I'm going to take those ones from these bags and put them there. But I don't know where to make the room. Yeah, like, so I just feel like, or like the soft secret, like there's a little bit of room in that cube down there, but there's a lot more of those than will fit there. So I don't want to focus on like trying to group them all together yet. I just need to get these on these shelves, make sure that it all fit on there, and then at that point, then I can, like, slowly, because I haven't even bought the shelf yet to go there, and I realized that I did measure where that black shelf is going to go, where that will replace those drawers. And I feel like it's going to be just like an inch too wide. There's like a 3-inch gap on the left side of these brown shelves where all my yarn is, but I'm going to have to like shift it slightly just to make room for that shelf, and which will require me taking the yarn off, or at least enough where it's not going to be too hard to push. and then I'll have to, you know, like pull that stuff out to get there to push it to the side, but then I'm gonna have to take some of the yarn. So like until I do all that, like that's when I will like kind of group it all together. But I feel like what I should do is just kind of simplify it for myself right now and just get this yarn. It's already sort of in groups, you know, with each other, like groups in this haul. It's not grouped together with the yarn that I already have, but it's sort of in groups already. So I can just kind of put it on my shelves, and just to get it off the floor and out of the middle of the floor, and that's what I'll do in this video. And then slowly I'll kind of like group them all together as needed, and maybe when I get that shelf or whatever, I don't know. And then I'm just going to talk about a couple random things, and then I'll put the yarn on the shelves. But I went to Dollar Tree, and because I was looking, because I was thinking about that, the top of that white shelf, and like even the top of the brown shelf. It would be nice to get some more of those stackable like bins or whatever you call those things. That you know, that tower thing right there with some yarn in it. It would be nice to get some of those to like put there to add some extra storage or whatever. Because I don't see myself getting another shelf that would go on top of there. But like if I had some like nice sort of that aren't too deep bins, I could like stack them there, but they didn't have them. My Dollar Tree is just like in total chaos, and I feel like it's intentional, like they're you know, mixing all the stuff together, and so that you don't know what the price something is or whatever, because it's all mixed up. And like they used to have an aisle where it was like the one side had like the cube shelves and the, you know, the cube like the cardboard cubes and all that kind of stuff, and on the other side there were all the like plastic containers, and it was all like, you know, centralized in one area. And then like I guess the cube shelves were in the $5 aisle, but like then most of the like stackable things and like all that kind of stuff was just down that one aisle. And now it's all mixed up. I couldn't find any of the cube shelves. I couldn't find any of that. There was some of those cardboard cubes, but none of the stackables except for like the big wide ones that were like way too deep. Oh, I have a pecan tree in my backyard. Those nuts, like every time they hit the roof, it just sounds like, you know, something's falling. It like, you know, it does this really loud bang, and then you can hear it like, you know, banging and then like rolling down the roof and into the yard where all the squirrels can get them. Whatever. And so, but they didn't have any of those bins or whatever. And I was even walking through there, and this woman was like, "Oh, are you looking for something?" Like she saw me, like, you know, kind of looking around, like where the hell is the stuff. And then I said, you know, I was looking for those cube shelves or like the, you know, the bins or whatever. And then she was like, "Oh, I don't really know where." I'm just thinking, like, if you don't know where everything is, like, why did you ask to help me? He was just like kind of frustrating. And so I mean, she was trying to be helpful, but like she didn't even know where. Like, when I said, do you know where the cube shelves are? She didn't know what I was talking about. And I said, like, you know, the shelf, like the racks or whatever that you could put, you know, cubes in, like the cardboard cubes, like, you know, drawers. I had to like explain it, but whatever. And so I was like walking through there, like look like an idiot, like looking for the stackable things or like the cube shelves, or like, well, I was just looking for something, but I couldn't find anything. So I'm just gonna like stack up yarn there or whatever until I can find like a cheap shelf somewhere. I'm not gonna, you know, buy it full price. I feel like I might need to buy that shelf, since it's like a almost perfect size to go right there. I feel like I need to buy that shelf at Walmart full price, because I don't know if I'm going to find one as perfect as that, you know, out in the wild. I really lucked out with these, you know, fitting over here in this corner, but I don't know if I'm going to find one exactly perfect. But anyway. So went to Dollar Tree, all that kind of stuff. Oh, I did notice that they have some Red Heart. I think it's this green color, whatever, like those 1 pound skeins of yarn. They only have green in my store, but I'm not going to get them, of course. They're just like solid colors. But I did notice that was like sort of an interesting thing. I should have whipped out my phone and filmed it or whatever, but it's on YouTube. Everybody has seen those, I think, at this point. I saw it in a couple of YouTube videos, but they ended up in my store. It's not the Premier like it was before. I think those big ones were Premier, but these are Red Heart. They have like some little tiny Red Heart skeins too in this section where they have like the chenille yarn and the little tiny acrylics. And they have some cotton too, but they have some little Red Hearts, but it's like smaller yardage than the the Premier or whatever those little skeins are. So you know, just FYI, that they're adorable little skeins. That was really cool. And then I did do like the math. What I was gonna like go through and like actually write down all the prices just to see what this yarn was worth. But then I thought, I do have the receipts, and I have like the number of skeins. It doesn't say like, you know, the exact brand, but it just says like, you know, 120 something or whatever at $1.24 or like whatever. So what I thought it was, whatever. See how I talk so fast sometimes that the words don't even come out completely. Whatever. And it's 19 minutes already. God, 19 minutes already. I haven't even put the yarn on the shelves. God. But I thought what I could do is, I know that like if it says $1.24 on the receipt, that the regular price was $4.99, and of course the discount price was $3.50. So I thought what I could do is like go through my yarn here, and then so like I looked at my receipts and I listed like all the different prices, and so then I like, you know, tallied up how many were that I bought from that for that specific price. And so I thought like, okay, if a dollar, let me just flip it. Where is it? So I thought if like, okay, $1.37. I knew that like the regular price for the ones that I bought for $1.37 or $5.49, because I found one that was $1.37 and the regular price was $5.49. So I thought, okay, I got 4 skeins of that, so 4 times, you know, $5.49. And I could figure out like how much all of this is worth, like at the full price, which technically I would, it's not really worth that to me because I would have only bought it on the 30% off week. But I thought I'll go ahead and make the, you know, figure all that out. So like even just the $1.24s, like the medium acrylics, and or I guess there's a bunch more that are $1.24, but like just those tallied up, the ones I got that were $1.24. And that were regular $4.99, like all those together, if you bought them full price, yeah, you know, I wouldn't. It would be $648.70. So like that's, you know, over twice as much as I bought for all of this yarn. If you think about it in terms of like this, what the value of this yarn is. So anyway, so I tallied all that up, and then I had to like, I wanted to remove the tax from the what I paid for this, you know, because like I don't know how to figure out the tax for this. So like I did pay $292.70 for all of this yarn for 209 skeins. But if you remove the tax, I paid, you know, $275.35. So that's like how much this is before tax. How much I paid. So like full price, this is worth $1,100 or $1,107.31. So like, you know, $1,107.31. That's what it's worth, you know, before taxes. And if you pay it, pay for it full price. But then I did figure out like 30% off. What's so like, this is what it's worth in my head, because I would never pay full price unless it was like I paid full price for a couple skeins, you know, over the I was about to say years, over the months, but like, you know, for the most part, I only like to buy it on the 30% off week. So 30% off of that was $775.12. So that's what this is worth in my head. So I paid $275.35 for yarn that in my head is worth $775.12. So it's like, it was such a good deal. And if they, you know, get rid of the, I don't even want to say it, I don't even want to put it out there. Like if they got rid of the 30% off week, or like, you know, brought it down to 20% or like whatever, because of like whatever's going on in the world, the economy. I don't even want to say that. I feel bad even like throwing that out there. Hopefully not. But like if they reduced the 40% off to 30% off with the fabric, they haven't reduced the 30% off week for the yarn. Why am I like, I'm concerned about it? Like as if I need it anymore. But like, I will still buy yarn if I need it. Like if I do have like 3 skeins of something, and then I come across like a project that I want to do, or come up with one, and then I feel like, oh, I need like one more skein, then I might have to go out and buy a skein of a yarn. And I would hate to think, oh, they got rid of the 30% off week, or oh, the prices are like $1 more a skein now because of what's going on in the world, or like, I don't know. So that's why I'm generally, you know, paying attention to that, because I may have to buy some in the future, but and, you know, a little at a time. I'm not saying I'm going to go in there and buy big hauls, but you know, but anyway, so I did figure that out last night, what it was all worth and everything. And then I'll just say like 2 more things. Oh, what time is it? Okay, I have time. So because I got to do something in a couple hours. And when I was talking about in the big haul, like when I was, you know, showing all the yarn off, I forgot to say that that when I went through there, like when she said that the price was like $2.95 or whatever, like I almost thought that she like counted wrong, because like when she was counting them, when I was like putting them on there like for $1.24, all the $1.24 Skeins, she got up to the point where she was like, you know, 99, 100, and then she goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, like meaning like 101, 102, 103, but she was just going like 1, 2, 3, and when she said it was like less than $300, I thought, did she like miscount? And like when she got up to like, you know, 107, did she actually just put 7? But no, it was right. I just, that's why it really shocked me, even though I could count it up in my head, but I just thought it shocked me how cheap this yarn was. I mean, $300 is not cheap. It's a lot for me. I had to dip into my savings just to buy this yarn, but and I know it's a lot for a lot of people, but like, considering how much this is worth, like $300 is a steal. I mean, so like it kind of shocked me how cheap it all turned out to be. I mean, cheap in terms of like the value of it. It's not cheap for, you know, most people in this economy, but you know what I'm saying. And so, and then this other sort of funny random thing was my mom and I were joking, and she said, I bet that they were like the people in the back, if they were watching the cameras and stuff, because you know, I kind of thought about that later, like the fact that there was already like, you know, they had called back for backup like already before we even like made it up to the register. You know, they called that woman over to like help bag it. And I thought like, what if they're like watching the cameras the whole time? And my mom said that what they were probably doing is they were probably making bets of like you know, how much yarn I was gonna get and all this stuff. And then I thought about it later. We were just kind of like having fun, you know, this scenarios. Of course, it might have just been like one person, and like just sort of paying attention, watching the cameras, saying, okay, you're gonna need backup in a couple minutes. Somebody's gonna come up there with a bunch of yarn, and like it could have just been that, but we were like we're like really creative people and making up like funny scenarios in our heads. But it was just sort of funny to think that there might have been like people in the back that like they actually planned to like put all this out, that they actually did know that who I was, like the guy that goes in there all the time and gets a bunch of yarn and stuff, and then they thought, we'll just stick all the yarn out, and I bet you anything that he's gonna take it all. And then they was like, no, I bet he's only gonna take like the acrylics or whatever, because sometimes he doesn't buy like those big thick. No, I bet. And they were like making bets of like, you know, which ones I would get and whether I was going to show up at all and all this kind of stuff. And of course, this is all made up in our heads. Just like to, you know, make it like a funny thing. Just like the funny scenario in our head. They were probably not even paying attention to it. But and so then I was thinking about it later on, like that moment where I was like, you know, putting the yarn in my cart, and in this sort of panic frazzled way, and then when I turned around, I saw there were 2 more carts, and I sort of like thought, what do I do? And so then when I left my cart and like went out to the front of the store to like wave my mom in, we were joking, and I said they were probably like, oh my god, he's leaving, and like, you know, they all lost the bet because they thought I was going to at least get, you know, this amount of the yarn, or, you know, these skeins or whatever. And then all of a sudden I leave the store, and so it was just kind of funny to think that like what was going on in the back when they were like watching it, you know, making bets of like which ones I would get, and then all of a sudden they see me like pile a cart full of yarn, and then I leave the store. Like, they're probably thinking, oh my god, like they were probably panicking, thinking like, why did we put all the yarn out in the store? Well, like we did it, you know, hoping that he would get it all just to get it out of our way, and then now he's like, he put it in a cart, but now he's like leaving, he's not getting any of it. But we were just like making jokes or whatever, thinking about how funny that was. And then like what probably happened when I walked back in, and they were probably thinking, oh good, like I knew that he would come back in, and I knew he'd come back for it. And then like then when my mom came in to the store to like help me you know, sort through it and all that kind of stuff, and like what they were probably doing, like freaking out and stuff, and oh, I bet they're gonna take it all, and oh look, she's like, you know, getting this kind, and like, you know, it was just like just a funny thing in my head. But you know, there's probably none of that was probably going on. All the employees, there might not have even been anybody like watching the security cameras at all. They're probably like, you know, like they do around the store, just kind of like, you know, putting things on shelves and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, it was just like, see, this was like so much fun to get all the yarn and everything, and like way more fun in our heads probably too, to think of like how it might have affected the people that work in the store. But they probably don't even care. They probably just like put the yarn out because they had it in the back and was getting in the way or whatever. Like a new shipment was coming, you know, to yesterday, and so they needed to clear all that stuff out so they can make room for the new Christmas shipment or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Okay, quick edit. One more thing I forgot to say in the video where I was showing the big haul that I got at Hobby Lobby, is I don't really believe in, like, you know, manifesting things or whatever, but what was weird is like all those days where I kept going to Hobby Lobby and getting, like, you know, a handful of skeins, and then, you know, and then 2 days where there wasn't any, and then there would be a whole bunch more. Like some of the times when I'd go over there, like I sort of build in anticipation in my head of thinking, like, you know, oh, they might have some more. And like what was so weird is, like, in my head I almost felt like when I would go over there, I would almost feel like, I bet if I go up to, you know, one of the employees or whatever, and ask them if they had any more in the back, they'd probably say, "Oh, we have like 3 carts back there. Do you want it all?" Like, and it's so it was. That's why it was so weird when I walked in there, and then there were like literally 3 carts sitting there full of yarn, because it was like. It was sort of like the funny dream scenario in my head every single time I went over to Hobby Lobby, because I thought, you know, I bet they have, like, you know, 3 carts in the back. Like, that was sort of like the fantasy in my head. And then, so, like, when I walked into that, that's why I got so much of it, is because it sort of felt like, you know, I stepped into, like, the fantasy, you know, dream world, and that's been going on in my head for the past few weeks or whatever, leading up to that moment, because I thought, like, this is like sort of what I imagined in my head in like some, you know, kind of funny fantasy way. But then all of a sudden, like, there it was, and so it was like, that's why it was so, it wasn't so hard to, like, you know, take as many skeins as I did. But so I forgot to, you know, say that or whatever. So that's why I ended up getting as many skeins as I did, because it was just like, you know, I stepped into my own fantasy world. But whatever, I'll get back to the video. But anyway, so I think that's about it about the Hobby Lobby and all that. So I'll just finally get to, like, putting the yarn on the shelves and stuff. So I'm just kind of, they're already kind of grouped, and so I'm just gonna, like, put them on there in groups, and just to get it on the shelves, and just to see. Okay. And, also, before I leave, I need to I still have the thumbnail to make for the video that I'm going to post it. I usually like to post it around like 3 o'clock, but I've been posting them around noon. But I have the video uploaded. The one that's going to be going out today as I'm filming this. It was like, you know, a month and a half ago by the time you watch this. But I haven't even made the thumbnail yet. I took all the pictures. I take the pictures or whatever, but I don't make the thumbnails in advance. But I uploaded the video last night. I need to make the thumbnail too, but it doesn't take me very long to make the thumbnail. But whatever. And so. Oh, and then another thing I did was I braced this shelf last night. Like, if I ever need to open up this window, I'm gonna have to say, get the scissors, because I need to, like, cut the ropes or whatever. It's like braced really good. And then I braced this shelf to this shelf, and then just to make it like extra stuck on there, I took the it's my shelf, so it doesn't really matter. But I took the staple gun and, like, you know, went along the edges too, because I thought, like, that those straps or whatever in the back, they were okay, but I was just afraid that it would like the straps might give out sometimes. So I took the staple gun and I just went around the whole bottom or whatever, and, like, pounded it in there. So if you look at it really closely, there's all these, like, staples around there too. It looks like crap, but it doesn't matter. At least it's, like, safe. But if I ever need to, like, open that window, then I'm gonna have to, like, get the scissors just to cut the ropes, or whatever, or the twine or whatever it is I use. So anyway, God. Oh, this is the other haul. I guess I need to put that away too. I guess I can, like, group this with those. And so let me see. I have a little table, and now I'm like, not only do I have, like, bins and bags and stuff, now I have, like, you know, all these different size tables. The brown one over there, and then the black one that I have is really big, and then this little tiny one too. Whatever. Okay, these are all, like, the bigger, thicker yarns, and of course these go on my niece's wall, but, like, I'm not gonna, like, try to make room for those on her wall right now. I just want to get these off the floor and onto the shelves. And so I'll just kind of put them down here on the bottom shelf that, you know, that's closest to my niece's wall, and she could just pull from it. Or hopefully by the time she comes back over here, I'll have it nice and organized where her, like, I want to get underneath there and put a one of those plastic bins or whatever to like sort of facing out, so they can sort of be like a little shelf there. Let's see if there's any more in here. Soft one, variegated. Wait, is this that same one? Suede shoes. I guess I did get 2 of those suede shoes. One from this haul that was on the Thursday haul, and then the Friday haul, I guess I got another suede shoes. So anyway, like all the chenille yarns. Now I feel like I should have set up the big table. But I didn't realize I needed to go through this one. This is another thick yarn. Oh, where are those big thick yarns? I need to put those on the bottom, like underneath all those. Okay, there's 1 and 2. And I'm just going to put the teal in there too, even though I feel like I want to make something for myself with that teal. Or I don't want to be, like, if you know, she might like teal too. I don't want to be selfish to take all that beautiful teal for myself, but you know, she is going to get all the rest of it, so I don't know. I shouldn't feel too bad about taking the teal for myself, but you know, I want her to share in the fun of all this yarn too, because she does like this really thick yarn. So even though she's just like kind of playing with it right now, put all these down here. And these shelves are really deep too, so there's a lot of room kind of behind there too. And like the bottom of that white shelf is really deep too. So even though this is going to be kind of full looking, there might actually be room for like extras behind some of these too. I don't know. Yeah, they don't all fit on that one shelf. But I could have put some behind, but I'm just trying to put them all on here and not worry about it right now. I just need to get it on the shelves and assess later. I could put this screwed up white one behind, I guess. I know, it makes it stick out. Okay. Here. Oh, you probably can't even see what I'm doing, but it doesn't matter. Or, yeah, it kind of does. Sorry. That's just stupid. But it doesn't matter if you can't see what I'm doing. You know, the person that's watching my YouTube channel. Okay. We need 4 acrylics. So these are like soft baby ones. And then what I'll do, like when I'm not talking, I'll just kind of skip or cut around this stuff so that I'm not just like, there's like empty space or whatever. Okay, here are these cakes. There's only 3 of those. Put these over here. But again, even these like shallow shelves are like, aren't really shallow. They're kind of deep too. So I don't know. Put my cotton up there. And the deal I got on that shelf, $15 for that. So nice. I will go ahead and put these like little tiny ones on my niece's wall, because I can kind of tuck them anywhere. And have some little pops of color on her shelf. Let's see. Yellow there. Light blue here. Navy down here. There. Okay. And see, like, I could take the time to, like, you know, get out the ladder and put my the sport weight up there on that shelf and like all that kind of stuff. But I'm just trying to get this on the, get it put away and out of the way, and then I can do all that later. Here's all these soft secrets. Let me put the thicker ones underneath those. They're heavier, or they feel like they're heavier. I'll put these here, not like shoved in the corner over there. Oh no, I could. I want my pretty, or it doesn't matter. I want my nice variegated colors to be. Maybe I can like put them there, sort of at eye level. Or I guess this is eye level, but you know what I'm saying. Put these up here, and the soft secret on top of those, and then I'll put my variegated here. And of course, this is just temporary. least I know stacking these up today, they're not going to fall like they did the other day. The other day, was it yet? It was probably yesterday on this skein. Oh, shit. Crap, I mean, this skein. I need to like re-roll this or something, or like roll it into a ball. This is a mess. But you know, it's only $1.24. Oh God, it's really messed up. Okay, I'm gonna put it behind these. I'll deal with that later. There, you wouldn't even know it's all messed up. I'll deal with it later. At least all the other ones are. I don't know how it got so messed up, unless you can just like tug at this and pull it. Like, I don't know how it got all messed up like that. Weird. Yeah, I was editing my video yesterday, or this morning in the middle of the night. So I'm a night owl, I stay up all night. I was editing that video, and I'm just gonna leave in the part where I got a little emotional talking about my grandma and all the things I could have made her and my sister and aunt and all that kind of stuff, because I just thought it doesn't really matter. And I just thought I'd leave it in just for the sake of being real, because like, yeah, I could try to edit around it or whatever, but it still kind of is going to look like, you know, why are your eyes red all of a sudden, or your sinuses just all of a sudden started acting up, you're a little stuffy. I'm just going to leave it in, and so that's why I left it. Of course, by the time this video comes out, that video already went out, so that's why I just left it in there. I just thought, you know, it was a real moment, and I didn't really mean to get emotional like that, but you know, I was just, you know, thinking about, you know, my grandma and sister and aunt, all that kind of stuff. So it kind of happened. So I thought, you know, might as well leave it in. It doesn't matter. It was like, you know, over an hour into the video. So like, if you're somebody who actually watched to that point or whatever, then you're probably somebody that, you know, cares enough to watch my videos or whatever, and you won't mind, you know, seeing a little bit more of a real moment from me. These are all like real moments, real, you know, messed up and real all over the place and stuff, but like more of like a real emotional moment. Hopefully, you know, you won't mind that I just left that in there, but I just thought, you know, it doesn't matter. And I really liked what I said about my my grandma and my sister and aunt and stuff, so I didn't want to just like, you know, act like that moment didn't happen, because it did happen. It was a real moment, so I just kind of left it in. So, or whatever. Put the variegateds here. I'm building like a stock. I need to make some friends. I know that there are probably some crocheters around here somewhere. I mean, maybe. It feels like I'm the only one that's buying the yarn or whatever. Of course, I'm the only one that or I'm not the one that's like buying it up at the right time. Or obviously there's some crocheters, because the rest of the yarn is gone. But like, I need to befriend these people. Or maybe not. Then I might actually would get a knitting needle to the neck, just like a stab like that guy from the Scream movies. In the 5th Scream. Oh, spoiler alert. There was a guy that, you know, they got that, you know, sudden stab to the neck. I might actually get a knitting needle to the neck if I befriend some of these crocheters and knitters around here. Like, oh, this is where all the yarn is, you son of a... You know what I'm saying? No wonder Hobby Lobby doesn't have any yarn, because you're the one that keeps taking all, you gluttonous son of a... You know what I'm saying? And then the solids I'm put in, let's see, you can try to put these down here. Well, I'll just stick them there. And then I'll put some of the solids here on this shelf. And again, this is not, you know, me organizing it or whatever. I'm just kind of putting them on the shelves just to get them off the floor. Yeah, the shelf has a lip here. I'm not crazy about that, or it doesn't really matter. But if I stack up yarn there, then it might like go underneath that lip, and then I have to kind of like push it down to get the yarn out. So maybe I won't stuff it completely full on this shelf unless I need to. But I can't complain about it. This shelf is only $10. the fact that it's, you know, all stable and I'm not all rickety and stuff and messed up looking, you know, I can't complain about it too much. It's a really good deal. I think that's enough for that shelf. Stick the rest of them over here. Okay, there's those. Those are all empty. And oh yeah, need to keep going for this thing. Oh, and I think one of those skeins from, or one of those, oh no, it's not cotton. Never mind. Those cakes, the mandala, that's a mandala cake. Because when I was shocked that one of those cotton cakes had sparkle in it, I was thinking, oh, I know I have one of those cakes that has some sparkle in it, so I should have known that they have sparkle cotton. But no, it's one of those mandala or mandala or whatever cakes. So that's what I was thinking of. So it's not even the cotton. Never mind. Okay. Cotton cake. Put these sport weight with my solids or something, or temporarily. Trying to go through this bag too. Oh, this is another cotton. Now I'm like, this is one that I gotten from that other haul, and now I'm like looking at this really pretty purple cotton. I'm thinking, you know, I can make something with that. And now it's not like, oh, I just got it and I didn't really know what I was going to use this for or whatever, because of, you know, how frustrating the cotton was. But now that I know that this is a really good cotton to use, now I'm like, this is a really gorgeous purple to make something with, I keep messing that up. I know I sound like an idiot when I keep messing it up. It's something I can make with this. Yeah, that sounds right. Oh, another solid. Yeah. Another cotton. Those kind of match. It's like I'm looking at the cotton in a completely different way now. It's not just like something that I got and part of me regrets it. Now, you know, I can make things with the cotton that aren't functional. It'd just be pretty. Sport weight there. And, okay, that's sort of a luxury yarn. Oh, another variegated. What is this? Oh, velvet. I haven't put those on the wall yet. Or God, now I'm referring to it as a wall. Put them on the shelves yet. God, it is practically a wall. At this point, almost. Oh, let me put these little fiber skeins over here. I'll put them, there's a lot of these. I'll put them on this shelf here. I don't know what to put on that bottom shelf. Oh, of course, I do have my mohair. It's still in the bags. I can use it now, but I still have it in bags. Like a part of me wants to leave them, like I already put it in the freezer for a week, and then I took it out, and it was weird, like, you know, thawing out yarn. It's not like it was all, you know, it was icy and crusty or encrusted with ice or anything, but it was like weird. I need to pull the yarn out to thaw it out, whatever. It was just weird, like you're thawing out meat. But what you're never supposed to do, you're never supposed to just leave it on the counter. That's the germaphobe in me. But whatever, thaw meat out safely. But whatever. So I pull the yarn out, and then you know, let it, you know, sit there for a week, and then I put it back in the freezer for a week, and then I pull it out. And so it's just been sitting out, and so I could use it. It's fine, but I sort of want to leave it in the bags, and hopefully it's not gonna like mold in the humidity or anything. But with it being mohair, there's nothing in it. There's no bugs or anything. But now I'm thinking, should I like keep it in the bags to prevent bugs from getting in it? Like, you know, some moth or something comes through here and I don't get to, you know, smash it or whatever. Or like, what if like something would gravitate towards it and get in it, even though I went through that whole process and made sure that there wasn't any little carpet beetles or moths or anything in it. So I kind of want to leave it in the bags, and hopefully it's not going to cause it to mold or anything. But I could put the bags in that bottom shelf over there with that little lip thing. But I don't know. That's just a possibility, but because I do need to put that yarn away, and all the other ones. I still have all the other ones in that tub. When I after I took I took the mohair and then that kind of peacock feather looking thing. I put that in the freezer, but all the rest of it was left in that tub. But put these over here. It's sort of a variegated color. And then this scrubby yarn, I don't know what the hell to do with that. I'll stick it here with this cotton, I guess. I mean, it'll make a funny back scratch and scarf or whatever, like I said, but still. These are, okay, these are chenille over here. These, and the luxury yarns. What are these? Those are the kind of luxury yarns, Yarntopia and all that kind of stuff. There's those. Put this, that, and then these. Oh yeah, all these baby yarns. Where are they? Here they are. I'll put these on the side with my solids. All these nice baby kind of yarns. Sport weight. I'll move these here temporarily. And then put all these baby ones there. Next to my solids. They're perfectly. And what's in these? What is this one? Oh, the chunkies. I'll put these up here with these next to the cotton or something. Or no, I guess I should put the chunkies. I'll put them with the low pill fiber ones down here, I guess. There's only 4 of those. There's room there. Because there's a couple chunky in those soft and sleek. And then the chenille yarn. I think all that's left is the chenille and then these sort of luxury kind of yarns. So I have to put the chenille. I will. Oh no, I have these. Put these here on top of the solids. And it's kind of driving me nuts, all these like tails and I mean the center poles hanging out and all that. I need to fix that, but I'm just trying to sort of half-ass like put all this stuff on the wall just to get it, I mean on the shelves, just to get it out of the way. So get it organized on the shelf. I'm trying to condense these a little bit. Try to put my chenille there, or I could put my chenille on top of these skeins, and I might put my luxury yarn there. Or I keep saying luxury yarn. I'm sure it's not like luxury yarn, but to me it is because I don't normally buy like really nice luxurious yarns. Here's another chunky. Okay. This thick yarn, but no. I'll put it down here. Corner. And then these braid beads, I guess I'll put down there with this low fiber. And then all these like Yarntopia and Rustic Romantic. Oh, this Rustic Romantic does have hemp in it. I did look that up, and so it's 85% acrylic and 15% hemp, HEMP. So that's what this is. Probably why it has the kind of hairy tweed texture to it. Put all these up here. Yes. You can see these two. I really need to, man. I need to take care of these too. That cord, or that Lion brand cord, mandala string or whatever. I really need to take the time to roll that into a ball sometime so it doesn't get even more messed up than it already is. Thank goodness I'm not, you know, that's not the kind of yarn that I use regularly, because that would drive me nuts. What is it, 10 minutes? Has it only been 10 minutes? Did I miss the 20-minute mark? I don't know. I am noticing that the battery light's blinking. Let me check. And I need to plug in my camera anyway. Yeah, I did miss the 20-minute mark. I was just talking about the cotton or whatever, and I think I can edit around it. It doesn't really matter. I was just talking about, like, you know, now that I know that I can use the cotton or whatever, I can make some, looking at the cotton differently, and I can make all kinds of stuff with it, not just functional things, but whatever. And so, then the chenille, let's put the chenille up here. And, oh, did I put away all the luxury ones yet? No, I didn't. It's all over the place today. Like the Skeins were yesterday when I took that thumbnail. Was it yesterday? I might ask you, was it yesterday? Like, as if you know. Oh yeah, these are pearl spun. I'll put these with my variegated because they're such nice yarns. And I want to separate those out because I do love that pearl spun. And then, oh, I got 5 pearl spun. One of them must have been from that other haul. And then the chenille. And then, let's see what else. Okay. The scrubby yarn. Is that all? I didn't mean that like something. I didn't mean that to come off like, is that all? God, hope so. No, I just meant that, is that all? Like, cause there's like a lot more room on here than I thought. Cause there's, room there for some, and there for some, and like the whole bottom shelf. Okay, I'm gonna put my mow here and all that down there. I think that's all. Holy crap. Man, I don't even need to put that thing down there unless I want to move that thick yarn off of this shelf and put it over there with hers. But maybe I'll leave it there. I might put this like the cozy occasion on her wall. Find that a place for it on her wall. But like the big thick yarn, I'll kind of leave it over there because I want to use it to make my niece a rug. So but man, it all fit there. And then once I get the prod stuff done, then I'll have this whole area to stack up some yarn too. And I'm not saying that to like prepare myself because I'm going to be buying more yarn. No, I mean like because like there are some areas on this wall where it's a little stuffed in there, but now I can kind of like spread it out some. Like the solids down there especially, or like some of the variegated, I can just kind of like, when I reassess everything and I can kind of spread it out. I have all kinds of room. So, man, really great. Gather up all these back. I don't need to do that on camera, and then I'll do a final recap. Okay, so I cannot believe I put all that on those shelves and there's still room there. So that's a really good thing. I still need to get that. I need to finish this because it's like an hour and a half before I have to be somewhere, and I have to and get that thumbnail done and all that stuff. So I'll put. That's where I'm going to put, like on that bottom shelf where that lip is. I'm going to put all that mohair and all that kind of stuff in that bottom shelf. Let me show. So that's what it looks like. All the yarn on it. So this is this shelf right here, and all that, and then up here, that's my prod stuff I need to finish, and then there's all the cotton and like the luxury yarns, and this shouldn't belong there, that scrubby yarn, but then my solids, and then the baby yarn, and then down there those are all those soft and sleek low pill fiber, and then a couple other ones up there, and then there's nothing down there yet. But so I just can't believe how it all fit nicely over there. So it's like yarn wall 2.0 or probably like 1.6 or something. It's not really like a whole wall. And luckily I have a washing machine, so it'll never be a whole wall because I need to have my washing machine there. But I guess if you do like math, then I guess this plus this probably equals 1. I don't know, but so I guess I have like 2 yarn walls at this point. But if you think of these like adding them together. But anyway, so I guess that's probably going to be all for this video. Because the video was where I was setting up the shelves and then put the yarn on the shelves. I guess I'll do like a follow-up video when I start to, I don't even know if I'm going to do it like all in one video. Maybe when I do get that shelf and stuff and start to go through this yarn and kind of group the yarn together and have to move that shelf over and do all that stuff and maybe do an inventory in that process. Maybe I'll do another video then, but I think that this is pretty much all for this video, because I got the shelves over there and got my yarn on it and all that. So I think that's a pretty, it's probably gonna be like one of my long videos, 2 hours long, but whatever. So I guess that's all for this video. And I hope you enjoyed this video, this all over the place video. And so anyway, like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.